Alright, let's try again over here. I think I'd like to blame EA, but I think it's me, eh? As we ride along here with Fundo. Uphill on the S section as he takes a right here. Is Fundo on the wheel? I think he's on an outlap actually over here, so I'll just try to see who else is on track. Looks like Juice Tendo. Aibo, what is Juice doing? I think he's actually making way for the Maestro, but he's actually in the way as we ride along the Maestro. Over the first Dakar curve, second Dakar curve, uphill towards the chicane goes Maestro. Takes it very well, easy on the throttle. I'm not sure if he's pushing here. He's not pushing here because his ERS is definitely on 100. So I think he's just gone for another warm-up lap here. Right along with Deep Saint, he looks like he's pushing as he begins his uphill descent or ascent on the S curves. Very easy on the throttle. These curbs definitely don't want you to touch them, otherwise you're going to spin. As he makes his way over the first Dakar curb. Second curb, avoiding the gravel. It's honestly not looking as smooth, ladies and gents. Just to confirm, mic check, you guys can hear me? Deep Saint making his way to the double apex of Spoon curve. Mic check, ladies and gents, can you hear me? I might have to change everything here because I've changed my Wi-Fi connections, I've changed my headset. One of those days. Thank you, Honte. Let's see who else is on a lap. Fundo over here has the fastest lap, provisional pole. Sir Lancelot also, I think he's in a preparation lap. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Yep, he's definitely going into the pit, right along with Billy Hendricks. I'm wondering, is Mfundo on the wheel or has he gone back to controller? Those of you who know, let us know. It's pretty competitive time there that he's got. I'm pretty sure he's got more juice in there. Talking about juice, does anyone know where Mango Juice is? Is he writing exams again? Like, you know, racing against teenagers. But anyways, Billy Hendricks makes his way. This turn, which is not really a turn. It should be flat out in these cars. Brake early enough for the chicane. Nice and easy on the throttle. You could easily lose it here. Oi, he's going into the pit. I think we'll ride along with Mfundo as he prepares these tires to go for another lap. I can't tell if he's actually on a pad or on a joystick, but let's ride along with Mfundo. DRS open on the only DRS section on this track, so it's going to be actually very difficult to overtake here. Tricky turn 1, which is not really a turn. Turn 2 uphill on the S section goes Mfundo. Is looking very smooth. Don't touch the curb. Easy on the throttle as he goes left and then a right. and then another left, making his way to turn 8 and 9, which is the Dagna curbs. You need to cut the corner, cuts it perfectly. Cut the corner again, avoid the gravel, easy on the throttle. He's looking very smooth here. Around the hairpin he goes, accelerates nicely. One thing I've noticed on F123 is that you can take that probably on gear 3, unlike the gear 4 here. Hits the double apex very well. Pull out on throttle. Purple sector 2 goes Mfundo. What time will you set here? Hmm. 1:31 by Mfundo, improving the time that he set. I don't know. Who do you guys think can catch that? Let's ride along Sir Lancelot as he starts his lap. It's looking very smooth around the S curves. I don't know. I don't really like this track. Hey, someone resets on track. Doesn't seem to have disturbed him, but I think it would have lost a few tenths there as he looks to cut the curves. That's too much cutting. Definitely too much, invalidated the lap right there. Let's see what Deep Saint can do. Man, obviously that 1:37 I don't think is a good representation of his time. I wonder, Melo the Melo, is Mfundo on the pad or is he on his wheel now? Because I know he was avoiding the wheel quite a lot there. I'm not sure if Deep Saint is going again. He doesn't have any ERS, so he can't be going again. Let's ride along with Sir Lancelot, who goes into the pit. Prince RSA. Looks like someone's in his way there. Ooh, hey, hey, come on, man. What in the tier 3 is that? That's gonna ruin his lap. I think he needs to pull out of this one, eh? He definitely needs to pull out of this one so he can start fresh laps. And Fanele, Mr. Salby, who's also on the wheel, might be say, hasn't set a time yet. So it's basically a one-shot qualifying for him, and we'll ride along with him in a few. Alright, let's ride along with Sanele as he one-shot this qualification. DRS open, ERS full use. It's a pretty tricky braking point here because you need to brake, curve, brake, accelerate, and you might spin out here. Looks like he's being very cautious around the S section. A little bit too cautious for me. You could go a little bit faster there, but he doesn't have a banker lap, and that's the problem with not having a banker lap, is that you need to one-shot it. Let's see how much of this curb he cuts. Second Dagna corner, easy on the throttle. Someone's rejoining the pit. You need to move out the way. I mean the track. Hard on the brakes. They are around the hairpin. Easy on the throttle. Flat out now on this right-hander. Approaching the double apex curves of the spoon curve. Flat out as soon as you can. It's looking very smooth, but I'm just not sure how fast it is. Got a left-hander here, which is also very flat out. Pick your braking point. Mount the curb there and easy on the throttle as we watch Sanele go across the line. That's fifth place for Sanele, or Salbi Sango as he goes by. The man who's been trending on social media for the cameraman. If you've ever seen that video, he's the cameraman eating the snack as he approaches a shot. So if you're out there planning an event, please feed your cameraman. Otherwise, you'll get a Salbi Sango. All right, as we look at who starts in pole, Mfundo, followed by Thiago, followed by Billy Hendricks, Sir Lancelot in P4, Salbi Sango in P5. Who's this? Tendo, Deep Saint, Prince Esse, and Zule wrap it up in P9. I'm actually wondering if more have joined and what the weather looks like. I think Suzuka is one of those that are very prone to rain. So I actually hope it doesn't rain because, yeah, that would create unnecessary drama. Looks to be clear for now. Shout out to the 20 viewers, ladies and gents. Kindly like this live stream so we can sort of start monetizing this YouTube channel. You know, Tyson and Cole need to get paid somehow, and I think this is probably the best way for them to get paid. So kindly like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and keep interacting there in the comments. All right, ladies and gents, 3, 4, 5 lights. What's going on, D-Wax? Looks like Billy Hendricks got a good start off this front as they go into turn 1 and turn 2. Someone has spun, but Billy Hendricks has definitely gone past everyone, and Pundo has lost a few positions. I think Billy Hendricks is the winner there, coming out of the first sector with 2 positions gained, and Pundo definitely the biggest loser with 3 positions lost. Looks like everyone is on the mediums except Billy Hendricks, which explains his start actually. Alright, let's ride along now with Billy Hendricks, who's chasing, Thiago Maestro is chasing Billy Hendricks, who's on the softs. I'm not sure what he's expecting there. He's expecting an early safety car or rain, maybe. It's definitely something that he knows that we don't know. But Thiago Maestro is definitely chasing him. Across the spoon curbs, who gets a better exit? It looks like Thiago Maestro. Yellow flags. Who's got a yellow flag? Who created the yellow flag, rather? Salbi Sang. It's those snacks that you're stealing, bruv. As he drops lower to P8 with Zul chasing him. But let's stick here in front as we see Thiago Maestro chasing Billy Hendricks. I don't think Billy Hendricks' softs will last long, hey? I don't think this track is very forgiving on soft, so I'm definitely wondering what his strategy is there. But Thiago Maestro is behind his tail, followed by Sir Lancelot and Mpundo, who's on the mediums also. One man who chose the hards here, which is not a bad strategy. I mean, with 9 races, you can't be foreseeing many safety cars. However, it's one of those tracks that you do lose it just by touching the curb. Deep Saint is also on the mediums, along with Tendo, Salbi, and Zul. Let's go ahead with Thiago Maestro. This hairpin is actually one of the rare overtaking opportunities on this track. You definitely need to be brave to get onto the throttle first, and it just looks like Thiago Maestro is waiting for his chance as Billy Hendricks creates his own track over there. Early on the throttle, better exit for Thiago Maestro, easy overtake. Yeah, I know. That was much easier than what I thought it would be. But will Billy Hendricks retaliate? Nope, misses his apex there. As we see Thiago create that 1%, I mean that 1 second gap. What's happening here at the back? It looks like just Tendo's fighting Deep Saint. I think as it stands, it's probably advantage. Well, you can't really say advantage, but Prince SA for me has the better strategy. Azul there completely creates his own track, gets to the back of the packing order. Selby in the meantime and just Tendo are fighting it out here. They go side by side. Looks like Selby has his elbows out. Ooh. Well, this track is not forgiving, ladies and gents. If you get onto that curb and accelerate, you are definitely losing out. I'm not sure how Thiago Maestro has created almost a pit stop gap over here, but we see Sir Lancelot go after Billy Hendricks, who get a better exit. This is where Billy Hendricks was overtaken the last time. BZO is boss. Yes, to answer you. So we've got a new format this season. Tier 2, Tier 3 is racing on a Tuesday, Tier 3 on a Wednesday, and Tier 1 on a Thursday. This is basically to ensure that we get one race a week and that people get sufficient time to prepare for the races. As we ride along, Billy Hendricks there. He's chasing that man, Sir Lancelot. He wants his position back, but I'm wondering if his softs aren't crying already. Billy Hendricks is going to DNF here. He's creating his own track, and this is one of those tracks that are deceiving. As they make contact there. I mean, if you touch the grass here and accelerate, you're definitely DNFing. I'm not sure what's going on with Sir Lancelot as he tries, makes an overtake there at the hairpin. But he's come under attack now by Mfundo as well as he joins this battle. The longer these two battle, the better it is for Mfundo, who also makes up his own track. Let's have a look if he gets a better exit. It's going to be tight here going into that chicane there at the end, because it looks like we're going to be 3-man into that chicane. What's going on with Sir Lancelot? I think it might rain, eh? That's the only reason Billy Hendricks sort of went on soft. As we watch this battle from Mfundo, how they're going, oh, it gets the job done. Is Mfundo also fancying his chance? Billy Hendricks misses the apex there. And, hey! What's going on, guys? What's going on with Billy Hendricks? But anyway, Mfundo gets the move easily done there. But Billy Hendricks is right on his feet. You can't overtake the guys as Sir Lancelot has a spin. It's definitely rain coming. I see the clouds forming. It's definitely rain coming as we ride along here with Prince RSA on Sir Lancelot at the hairpin. Where? Where? The Lancelot is going so slow that Prince SA decided to push it. But anyway, I wish I could ask the engineer here for weather update, but it definitely looks like it's going to rain. So Lancelot misses the apex again as Prince RSA takes advantage. Damage is not off Ludi, damage is on reduced. My understanding is that is how tier 3 lobbies are set. Charlie 3 Stacks says the quality of tier 3 is amusing. You should come back. You should come back, Charlie 3 Stacks, because it's better. It's easier said than done, as we see Sir Lancelot pit here. I don't know what happened to him. It's probably a change of wing, is it? Definitely a change of wing, proving to Ludi that damage is definitely on. Selby also, Selby passes the pit. Selby is chasing after Deep Saint. Let's have a look at the tires here. Yep. I'm not sure what Billy Hendricks is on, but he's pushing those softs. Someone looks like they have spun. I'm not quite sure who, but this is definitely the closest battle as Selby Sango chases Deep Saint. Probably looks to get into his DRS. If he can break late here at this hairpin, he can definitely gain a few hundreds. Looks like they got the equivalent exit out of that corner. Yeah, no. I think Deep Saint is struggling. I'm not sure with what, but Selby Sango has definitely made up some space. The question here is, do you let him pass? But he's going to pass you back in the DRS, Selby. He's going to pass you back in the DRS. Well, that's what I think Deep Saint is planning. Let's ride along with Deep Saint to see what he will do. As he activates that DRS, will he catch Selby Sango? I don't think he's got the pace to catch Selby Sango, eh? Yeah, no, this track is also very much tricky. Just referring to Charlie 3 Stacks, I mean, it is not an easy track to race on. Just look at this ascending of the S's, where you have to manage your throttle input plus your turning. I don't know. But anyway, your race leader, ladies and gents, is Thiago Maestro. He's got a comfortable 11-second gap on second place, and Fundo, who's slowly going about his business. This is the man who qualified on pole. So I'm pretty sure he's got the pace. I'm not quite sure if he's got the pace to catch Maestro. He's going to have to wait for a mistake there from Maestro. P3, we've got Prince RSA. I think he's definitely on the hards until it rains, if it rains. And then we've got Billy Hendricks in P4 on the softs. Those softs are definitely crying for help. Selby Sango in P6, Deep Saint in P6, Sir Lancelot in P7, Zula N in P8, and just Tendo in P9. Billy Hendricks finally goes into the pits. Looks like he's going for mediums. I don't think a medium soft strategy works here, but anyway, each on their own. It looks like Deep Saint might have some move done here in the pit. Yeah, it's definitely done. But yeah, I don't think that strategy is the one, eh? Soft medium. He's definitely going to have to pit again. I'm not quite sure what his strategy there is. It looks like Mpundo here in P2 is closing the gap on Thiago Maestro. It was over 11 seconds. It's back now. It just went over 11 again. Really no interesting battles here. I guess we'll just use this opportunity to talk about the new game. Do you guys have it? What do you guys think about it? I've been watching a few reviews on it, and I can't wait until BrakeAway goes to the new game. It looks to be much easier. Doesn't mean we'll all be fast, but hey, a man can hope. As Sir Lancelot closes the gap on Billy Hendricks. Yeah, what do you guys think of the new game? You just don't care? I saw Romeo saying he'll see it in August. I don't believe that for a second. It's probably downloading on his console at the moment. Other than that, not much action on track except Sir Lancelot chasing Billy Hendricks. Round 2 of this battle. Yeah. What happened to the numbers, by the way? There were more than 10 numbers here on the Discord confirmation. I'm pretty sure something came up. I know Duke did mention that they get haphazard load shedding there in Niger. So I couldn't really join us. Someone's got a yellow flag. Not sure who, but Sir Lancelot's definitely closing the gap here as he goes onto the grass. Let's watch him over the deck in the curbs. There's definitely rain, ladies and gents. Definitely rain. So the medium runners definitely called it. And I think this is what Billy Hendricks was doing. As we ride along, Thiago is in the pit. Zule 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit. Thiago Maestro looks like he might make the move to the inters. He makes the move to the inters. Has Mpundo. Oh, Mpundo also jumps into the pit with DRS disabled. That's usually your tell, hey? As soon as they disable DRS, that means you need to move over to the next, to the inters rather. Prince RSA also goes into the pits. Salbi Sango, what will he do? I think he'll also go into the pit, as he is crawling into the pit. It's definitely slippery out there. Let's see Deep Saint create his own track as well. He's also going into the pit. Billy Hendricks, the man who's pit twice now because of starting on an incorrect strategy, I'd say. But yeah, let's have a look at how Mpundo is coping with these conditions. Prince RSA went on the mediums. Oh, woman. Mixolo, okay. Yeah, no? You see it all. What in the tier 3 is that? The Salbi Sango. I think there's a safety car here. There's a safety car created by Prince RSA, who is still moving, and the safety car actually plays into his advantage now because he's going to pit and come out at the end anyway. You see EA or Codemasters, as soon as a new game comes out, they're basically forcing you to go into the new one. As Percy there in the comments says, sometimes being different isn't the best strategy. Clearly, because his car looks like a shark now. Look at it. No wing. But one thing Prince SA has brought back into the game is some action, I think. The gap will definitely close. What are you... Mpundo? Udira Mfundo. Oh, he's changing a wing. He's changing a wing. I was wondering what happened to him. Well, I guess the safety car also came at the right time for him. He's got a decent gap there to Salbi at 37 seconds. And I think the safety car is going to take a while for everyone to catch up, basically. But yeah, Prince must explain to us what was he doing there. And Fundo keeps his P2 as we'd expect. Let's hope Prince selected the enters. Did he select the enters? He did. As the enters come out. Change of wing as well. Out it goes. What's happening? Oh, it's a change of wing. I think everyone here is pretty much guaranteed to get points. Piece, I don't think, it doesn't look like the rain is going to be so heavy. I mean, you can still see the threads created by the tires. So I think it's going to be enters. And hopefully it goes back to softs. Because the front two have it way too easy here. I'm not quite sure why just Tendo doesn't unlap himself. He could actually be given the opportunity to unlap himself if Thiago Maestro moves out the way. And that's exactly what he's trying to hint to Thiago, that just get on the grass for me so that I can unlap myself. But I don't think Thiago has any friends here. Or is aware he can do that, rather. But that ghost is definitely going to... Looks like he's actually doing that. He's trying to let him go. Just Tendo, I don't think, is getting the vibes that he can unlap himself here. What a mess. But anyway, majority of the pack have caught up, but Zule still has a long way to catch up, as well as Prince. Let's have a look at the penalties here. Eight seconds. Jeez, mate. Zule is on 8 seconds penalties. If we have a look at position change here, Maestro has basically gone one up, Mfundo also one down. The biggest loser is definitely just Tendo with 3 positions lost. They are all on the enters, ladies and gents. Hey, looks like just Tendo went on the full wets. I'm not quite sure if he's basically tried to unlap himself using the pit. No, he hasn't, because it's over a minute. No. I don't know what he's doing there, hey? He is 1 minute 26 seconds away with full wets. I don't know. Someone else is in the pits. It looks like Zule is in the pits. Is he changing to full wets? Someone asked earlier on what are the chances of going to wets. It looks like the drivers think they should be in wets. Or maybe it's just a matter of the last 2 drivers having nothing to lose. So they just go to wets. But I tell you what, I think Zule will be screwed here if the safety car goes in, because he is quite a distance out. As Thiago tries to put some temperature into those enters. Doesn't take much to put temperature into them. Your leaderboard, ladies and gents, we've got Thiago Maestro controlling this race from lap 1 actually, in P1, and Fundo in P2. Selby Sango, who's made a huge recovery, in P3. Billy Hendricks, Deep Saint, Sir Lancelot 44. Yeah, I see what he's done there. Sir and the 44. And then Prince RSA, who created this whole mess, or this safety car, and Zule and just Tendo on full wets. So I wonder if the safety car is going in. Doesn't look like it's going in. I'm not quite sure what Thiago Maestro's doing here. Is he letting the safety car in, or is he just trying to wait for the other guys to catch up? I see Zule's fully caught up now. At the same time, it looks like the safety car is waiting for him. Safety car is in this lap. It's pretty late. Let's have a look at what Mfundo sees. We'll definitely try to get a jump on Thiago Maestro. Right. Thiago Maestro has a moment. Mfundo backs off, leaving Thiago Maestro with some breathing room. It looks like Billy Hendricks is on Saudi's tail here. And of course, hey, looks like Thiago Maestro hasn't adjusted to the conditions yet as he goes way off the track. How will Mfundo react to that? Looks like he's a bit cautious as well, seeing the man in front of him go off track. I definitely think the guys on wets might be on to something, because this pace is definitely slow. Hey! Toronto! As Mfundo has a moment, leaving Salbi Sango to go through. One thing about Salbi, he will not back off. So hopefully he'll chase up Thiago Maestro. Let's have a look at what Billy Hendricks does here. He'll look to have the better exit. Does he have the better exit? It looks like he's got the better exit, but this track is pretty tight, eh? Goes on the outside of Mfundo. I don't think Mfundo has got a lot of confidence here, hey? I'm not sure he's quite confident in the rain. BRA Sitle in the comments saying go to 23. We are, if I'm not mistaken, and hopefully I'm whispering into Esco's ear that this should be the last race on F1 23 as we see Mfundo create his own track. We should be taking a break and heading over to what happened to Salbi. And heading over to F1 23 as Mfundo tries to take back the position lost to Salbi. Better exit over there. Will he be brave into turn 1? Looks like he's a bit cautious over there. The guys on the hards are not making any impression, eh? As Mfundo chases Sir Lancelot. We'll watch from, as Sir Lancelot chases Mfundo and Salbi. I think these guys are very, very cautious. But back to my point, Sinclair, we should be moving to 23 in about a month or so. Hopefully this is the last race on F1 22. Xavier there says go FPT3. What's going on here? Kid Cats in the comments saying we're fine in 22. Chief, you're the one spreading the rumors of 23. So I don't know, I don't understand your comments, but anyway, as you ride along with you know, you come and prepare once a week for the race and someone does that to you. As we saw Sir Lancelot take out Mfundo, who definitely won't be happy about that one. Looks like Sir Lancelot is the only one within range of anyone actually, as he chases after Salbi Sango. A podium here for Salbi Sango would be very impressive, considering he's had a spin, started P5. This would be very comfortable for him. Billy Hendricks in P2. Talk about being an opportunist. Prince SA has made a comeback, ladies and gents. The man who went on mediums when he should have went on enters and created a safety car is currently in P5. Probably a bit fortuitous because of Mfundo's attempted takeout. As we ride along with Mfundo, he's very, very cautious here. but I fully understand why. Looks like Sir Lancelot has made some stride to Salbi Sango. Salbi Sango will definitely be looking in his rear. I must say, Sir Lancelot is very comfortable in these conditions. Well, he's looked the most comfortable of the drivers, of course, excluding Thiago Maestro. This is where he basically took out Bundo. Looks like he's a bit more patient here. Full on throttle, ERS on. Salbi will definitely have to Salbi will definitely have to watch out, as the Melo would say. So Lancelot gets a better exit, chases Salbi. Let's have a look at what Salbi is running. Also, ERS is on. He's got enough ERS to defend. It's definitely getting wetter. It's getting wetter. That's what she said. But yeah, like I said, the guys on the wet drivers, on the wet tires rather, are not making an impression. So I'm not quite sure which is the better strategy to be on here. As Xavier says, F123, we are coming. As Sir Lancelot looks on the inside of Salbi. The more these two fight, the more Prince SA also gets in it. So definitely Sir Lancelot looks to make a move sooner rather than later, because that brings Prince SA into the play. I don't know. I have a feeling Sir Lancelot will do something here that will land him in the stewards again as we ride along with Sir Lancelot. Let's see the view from Prince RSA of these two fighting as he hangs on to his car. Definitely Percy. I think Lancelot definitely is enjoying these tires as we ride along with him. It looks like he's got the grip of these conditions faster than everyone else. He's quicker on the throttle and brakes a lot later than everyone else. As you see, will he make the move here? Of course, no DRS in these conditions. And Pundo will be distraught. It looks like Billy Hendricks is also... What happened to Thiago? Did he make a mistake? As Sir Lancelot gets that move down on Salbi. Where do these yellow flags come from? Where do they come from? I think Prince is also smiling right there by Salbi as he goes onto the attack. As they go over the first Deckner corner. Where? Anyway, but like I was saying, I don't know what happened here. Did Thiago Maestro make a mistake? Was Billy Hendricks genuinely that fast as he puts the race leader under pressure? Zul has DNF'd, so those tires did not help him at all. Will there be a safety car? I feel like this race needs something. It needs something. Definitely needs something as we ride along with Prince SA. He made a mistake. Looks like they've completely ignored that DNF by Zule. Is it Zule? But anyway, Prince RSA is hot on the heels of Salbi Sango here. Looks like it's going to be a clean overtake as Salbi goes for the defensive move. Prince RSA goes... Oh, looks like Salbi has the better straight line speed, which might explain why he's quite slow on the corners. This is where Prince SA can definitely catch up. Watch those curves, Cheats. Watch those curves. Where? It's Tokyo Drift here. Is it me or is this man drifting? As you see, just Tendo going to the pits. I think he won't retire in the pits. Why did Tendo go into the pits? Prince RSA is also pushing hard here, eh? Pushing very, very, very hard here. I see him sliding everywhere with ERS. It's probably because he's driving with his ERS, guys. His ERS has been on since... Can someone tell him to switch it off? He's race engineer. To switch off that ERS. It's crying for help. Right? Let's have a look at Selby and his ERS. His ERS is on 96%. I actually think Prince SA does not know that his ERS is on. Looks like someone has told him that to switch it off, as he switched it off. But yeah, as that gap now begins to open between him and Selby. Selby also chasing Sir Lancelot. And Fundo's also made a recovery after being, or almost being assassinated by Sir Lancelot. 3 seconds behind P4 and 5. And the longer those two fight, the better for him, I guess. As Sir Lancelot closes the, Prince SA's closes the gap a bit on Selby Sango. This guy's gonna spin out. Or am I just seeing things? Look at that. He's definitely sliding around, eh? But I guess that's his driving method. But onto the leaders here, I definitely think Thiago had made a mistake, which is what's explaining now the 3-second gap between him and Billy Hendricks. Billy Hendricks holding his own there in P2, so Lancelot creating a good gap between him and Selby Sango. Selby Sango has now created a gap with Prince RSA. I think Prince might have made a mistake, but now that brings Mfundo back into the run. Mfundo now out for blood against Prince RSA. Shout out to the viewers, ladies and gents. Please remember to like the stream and subscribe to the channel so we can grow this community. I'm not quite sure if Mfundo has better straight line speed or is Prince SA struggling. As you see them enter that final chicane on their way to the start finish. I think Prince definitely broke a wing. He definitely broke a wing. Let's have a look at this. No, it's just getting wetter. Well, looks like Prince is the first of the frontish runners to make the decision to pit. How will that pan out? Are the times getting slower? Did Prince make the right strat move in that Ferrari? Or is Ferrari just Ferraring? We'll have a look. Let's have a look at what Thiago does. He's past the pit. He's way past the pit. Billy Hendricks as well. Sir Lancelot as well. Yeah, it's definitely getting wetter. I'm not sure if that was the correct call, eh? 7 laps to go. Might as well ride along here with Billy Hendricks. As there's no action, ladies and gents. Looks like Billy Hendricks has also been cooking his ERS. I'm not sure if gents are leaving the ERS on or It's a strategy move, but yeah, he's definitely pushing. It doesn't seem to be improving, but it definitely looks like it's getting worse. But I don't think Prince SA made the right move because he's not even making a good impression on Deep Saint, who's his closest man. We'll just keep monitoring that gap, which is currently at 4.8 seconds. Granted, if Deep Saint doesn't make any errors. Looks like Prince SA is making an impression, but I'm not quite sure if he's making it. If it justifies going into the pit and losing position. I don't think so. The man who is 2 laps behind just Tendo, cruising there in his wet tires. It looks like Prince SA is making an impression here on Deep Saint, eh? I think it's definitely time to go on the full wets as someone has a moment. I'm not quite sure who. Looks like it might have been Salbi. I think Salbi had a moment which allowed Mpundo to overtake him in P4, but the wets are definitely cooking. The wets are cooking. Interesting to see what will happen here between the two Ferraris. This being Tier 3, of course, there aren't any specified teams, so there's definitely no team orders. So it's definitely going to be elbows out from Deep Saint. But I think Prince SA has the better grip here as he goes early on the throttle, and I think the people spinning is also an indication that it's time to change tires. As we go back to the Ferrari duo, approaching the last chicane, Prince SA will definitely have the better grip, so he'll brake much deeper and accelerate much earlier. Yeah, the width. It's full width. What in the Tier 3 defending is that? You can't do that, Deep Saint. Right? But yeah, I think Prince SA is on the correct strategy, but I think he will definitely run out of laps. The wet seems to be the better tire here, and he's the only one actually who's quick enough to potentially challenge the ones ahead, but he's gonna run out of laps. As the gap between him and Salbi is 17 seconds. Mpundo having a very quiet race here with a gap between him and Salbi. I mean, if I were Mpundo, I'd pit. Do you pit if you're in P4? 5 laps to go, potentially gaining 3 to 5 seconds a lap if you use those tires right. Nah, 3 to 5 is a stretch. Because Prince SA hasn't been making much of an impression on Salbi Sangwe. It's about a second a lap, if anything. So it looks like it might not be worth pitting as Thiago Maestro gets a 3-second penalty. Billy Hendricks also has a 3-second penalty, so it really doesn't matter. I think we need to call this man Prince ERS because he does not know how to switch at all. But yeah, it's definitely slippery. It's definitely slippery. The gap between Salbi and Prince now has gone to 12 seconds. Again, emphasizing that it's probably 1 to 2 seconds a lap that you gain. Billy Hendricks has made an impression here. I don't know if Thiago Maestro is suffering in these conditions or what, but the rain is pouring down. It's definitely not George Russell's sweat. Yeah, no, it's pouring. It's pouring. Prince SA is now cut that gap to 11 seconds to Selby. I just think Thiago just keeps making mistakes. That's the only reason Billy Hendricks is potentially catching up to him. Other than that, looks like everyone's going to hang out till the end on these intermediates. Yeah. But that gap is closing quickly between Prince SA and Selby. And I think Prince SA pit when he was in P5 anyway. So that's probably a safer strategy for him. Or was in P4. Either way, I don't think he's going to make up that position unless the rain intensifies a lot here. But yeah, shout out to the viewers. Join us here again tomorrow for T2. It's Royal Rumble, Baba. Everyone fights there. Yeah, as Billy Hendricks chases Thiago Maestro. The only thing he can hope here is one last mistake by Thiago Maestro. That's the only thing Billy Hendricks can hope for. It looks like Prince SA might catch Selby Sango with 3 laps to go, 8 seconds to close. I think if it gets worse, the rain that is, he'll definitely catch him. These guys are being very careful here as we watch Billy Hendricks get onto that ERS and full throttle, closing that gap to 2.2 seconds. Past 130R. Into the final chicane he goes. Yeah. Let's ride along here with your race leader, ladies and gents. I wonder who created that yellow flag. As he goes past turn 1, turn 2. Going uphill into the S curves. Being very careful on the throttle. Goes left, right. Continues uphill with the left and another right. The man who's controlled this race from start to beginning, ladies and gents. On his way to turn 8 and 9, which are the Decna curbs. Will he cut these curbs now? Plays it safe, does not cut them. He's playing it very safe as he makes his way up the hairpin. Of course, having to brake very early. Selby Sango's got into the pit. I wonder why. Broken wing, and he sticks to the inters. I guess it's the right tire to be on. But anyway, back to our chasing pack over here as Billy Hendricks has found some pace here. He's definitely sensing a move here. As they approach 130R, I don't know. Billy Hendricks has been close, and then Thiago Maestro pulls the gap again. But yeah, but anyway, Prince SA now will never know if that was the correct strategy because he's past Selby Sango there. And he's way too far from Mpundo. Yeah, it's a 2-horse race at the moment. Noting that both of these gentlemen have 3-second penalties, which will cancel out each other out. And Sir Lancelot is nowhere near the 3-second gap. But yeah, Billy Hendricks is definitely waiting for Thiago Maestro to make a mistake here. Another guy who's had a very quiet race is just Tendo. Where? Making up his own track as he goes. but he's been in trouble from the first lap where he got lapped, had to go into the pits, and ever since did not recover. So I guess it's good points there for him, but yeah, he's definitely been in trouble the whole race. So right along, Deep Saint now, Billy Hendricks, getting closer and closer to Thiago Maestro. He has to make a move this lap. ERS full on. Let's see what Thiago's... Oh, Thiago has a lot of ERS to defend. And this is why the gap keeps improving, because Thiago Maestro saves his ERS for the straights. But I think where Billy Hendricks has him is in the slower sections of the track. As you see Billy Maestro here get a better exit. Definitely got a better exit. ERS on, the full throttle. Final lap. Here we go. But again, that ERS saving from Thiago Maestro has increased the gap again. So definitely battle of the ERSs there. But you can't use ERSs on the corners, which is where Billy Hendricks has Thiago Maestro. He needs to make the move very soon before we get to a straight, because Thiago with 96% ERS is definitely going to pull the gap. So I think sector 2 is definitely his last chance, because he won't get a run as he makes a mistake here. And I think that's the race win for Thiago. That is definitely the race win for Thiago. Yep, it's over. One of those races in T3. Unfortunately, not much entertainment because of the number of drivers. Who has spun? I think Billy Hendricks might have. Oh no. Yeah, definitely that ERS management by Thiago saving him here. But yeah, one of those races in Tier 2, as we ride along now with our race winner, the man who has controlled each and every lap from beginning to start. ERS management as he goes across the line. What's happening? Hey! What happened? But yeah, anyway, Thiago Maestro in P1, Billy Hendricks in P2. I'm not sure what gimmicks they were playing there, but yeah. So Lancelot also crosses the line, and Findo crosses the line. Prince RSA, the only man to create drama in this race, also goes across the line as we await Deep Saint to also cross the line. Salbisango has also been struggling. Jeez, these guys are still in Sector 2. These guys are still in Sector 2. I actually think Thiago Maestro ran out of fuel there at the end, and he wasn't slowing down. Looks like he underfueled heavily as we wait for Deep Saint as he goes past the last chicane. There is of course a countdown to the track, so we can't wait for just tender for the whole race. Finally across the line. Salby finally across the line. The man who's had a quiet race there, as Thiago celebrates in the comments. I mean, Thiago even has time to text while this man is finishing. But yeah, there you go, ladies and gents. Tier 3 race results for race 7 at the Japanese Grand Prix. Sees Thiago Maestro in P1, Billy Hendricks in P2, Sir Lancelot in P3, and Findo Prince SA, Deep Saint, Salbi Sango, Just Tendo, and Zule finish up the packing order. Thanks a lot for joining us, ladies and gents. As the drivers start commenting there in the stream. Join us tomorrow, same time, same place for Tier 2. Adios.